If seen in the history of engineering, we humans have stepped on the moon. We have constructed the world's tallest building. By making a tunnel under the sea, we have connected even two continents to each other. But when it comes to Egypt's magnificent pyramids, here the sweat of engineers from all over the world begins to break. That secret which for 4,500 years has been challenging every technology in the world. Often people think that humans have made so much progress. Can they again stand up even just one pyramid? Perhaps in hearing this sounds easy, but the reality is much more terrifying and expensive than this. It may certainly not happen in practical terms, but today we will try to find out by doing some solid calculations that in 2026, if a pyramid is made again, then which challenges we might have to face, and how much expense will come in this entire mega project. Once again, welcome to the videos of FM Muneeb TV. Viewers, Egypt's capital Cairo is present under the shadows of those great masterpieces, which for thousands of years have left the human intellect stunned. These pyramids of the Giza Plateau are the signs of Egypt's most powerful rulers. But in all these, this great pyramid made by Pharaoh Khufu is the biggest and most unique. It is said that if you can stand up one pyramid, you can do anything in the world. This is that priceless specimen of human history which has faced the biggest of storms. 147 meters high, spread over 12 acres, this mountain-like structure. Understand it like this: it is as high as a 40-story building and as wide as 10 football fields. This pile of stones laid in 200 levels weighs 6 million tons. Every single stone block is as big as the size of a Range Rover. But the real wonder is hidden in the quantity of these stones, 2.3 million blocks, among which the weight of every one is at least 2 tons and at most 60 tons. Famous Egyptian archaeologist Zahi Hawass believes that Egypt did not make the pyramids, but rather these pyramids made Egypt. His belief is that the engineering and technology they used to make these is still a secret today. But here the question arises that if people from 4,000 years ago could do this, then can today's modern world also do so? Its straightforward answer is no. The biggest reason is purpose. We have no reason at all to make a structure like a pyramid. 4,500 years ago, these pyramids were prepared as tombs for the ancient Egyptians' gods, the pharaohs. They had a religious motive. They had that passion and obsession. Only then did they stand up this grand structure, obviously after extreme difficulty. But let's assume that if we also had some motive, some reason, and today we had to make a replica of the pyramid, an exact-looking one that is just as strong, so that even after 4,500 years, it remains standing, then in this, which difficulties will we have to face? To make the pyramid, the first challenge will be to arrange the pyramid of money. Yes, pyramids certainly look simple in appearance, but these can prove more expensive than any mega project in the world. The second challenge will be selecting the land. To stand up this 6 million ton mountain, we cannot buy any ordinary land. This is as much weight as the weight of 6 million normal sedan cars. This many cars are not even registered in the city of Cairo in today's date. And it is also necessary for you to know this fact that, under the world's tallest building, Burj Khalifa, a very strong foundation was made, but even then, its weight is only 500,000 tons. That is only 8% of any one pyramid. If the base of the land is weak, then before making this grand mountain, it will sink into the land and become a graveyard. The correct selection of land is so important that the ancient Egyptians also took it quite seriously. The Sneferu pyramid, which is also called the Bent Pyramid, was the pyramid of Pharaoh Khufu's father, and while making it, the engineers of that time made a mistake. Experts believe that due to the land not being correctly leveled and poor support of the bedrock below, it tilted slightly to one side. This is the reason why it had to be bent from the top. So, this means that we need such land which is not sandy, but rather the tectonic plates beneath it are quite stable. If we select the Giza Plateau itself, then here the cost of 13 acres of land and legal permits could involve an expense of $100 to $120 million. That is, in Indian rupees, 1080 crore, and in Pakistani rupees, this amount becomes 3,360 crore. After taking the land, an assessment of up to 200 feet below the ground will be taken through sensors. Seismic tests will happen, so that in the event of an earthquake, the pyramid is not harmed. In this, an expense of approximately $50 million can easily come. After this, the ancient Egyptians leveled the land through water channels. Today we will use laser leveling and GPS-guided bulldozers. The entire 13-acre land has to be made perfectly straight without a difference of 1 millimeter, because according to the laws of geometry, a difference of even 1 millimeter on the ground will produce a tilt of 14.7 centimeters at a height of 147 meters. And since we cannot rely only on bedrock like the old times, we will also have to pour a reinforced concrete mat. In this, millions of tons of concrete and steel will be needed. Only then will a foundation be prepared that can bear the weight of our pyramid for 4,000 years. If a 4-meter thick concrete foundation is poured, then 500,000 tons of concrete will be used in it. As much concrete as is being used here just in the foundation, that much is used in an entire mega project. That is, 1 to 1.5 million cement bags, several hundred concrete mixture trucks, and the manpower of thousands of people. According to rough estimates, an expense of 400 million will come on the foundation alone. Current cost tally. Land cost, $100 million. Leveling and scans, $50 million. Foundation making, $400 million. Total, $550 million. Up until now, whatever we have done, at least 3 years of time will be taken in this. But the real problem will start now. 2.3 million stones, and those two as big as SUVs. From where will they be brought? Which such machine is there that will lift a 6 million ton load and take it 147 meters up? The land is ready, the foundation has been filled, but now before us is that question whose answer even the biggest of engineers do not have. How to cut 2.3 million blocks of stones into rectangular shapes. In today's era, if a factory starts supplying by cutting exactly such stones, then at most it can cut and give 100 large stones in a day. If this work happened at this speed, then 63 years of time will pass in arranging 2.3 million cut stones. But if we have to do this work in just 5 years, then 250 machines like today's era's diamond wire saw will have to be run simultaneously. That too not in different parts of the world, but directly inside the stone quarry. This way a supply of 1,260 blocks can be obtained in one day. One such machine is for $1 million, so according to calculations, we will have to do an expense of $250 million on just the cutting infrastructure. Only then can we cut this many stones in 5 years. Otherwise, 63 years, what to say, even centuries can pass. In that era, how much time and manpower must have been spent in cutting these stones with chisels and hammers, you can now easily estimate. In making the pyramid, not only limestone but also granite was used in making the inner king's chamber, and both these types of stones are quite costly in today's date. Hydrated limestone is $120 per ton, while the rate of granite is $1,000 per ton. So according to this, the total cost of stones becomes around $1.1 billion. Remember that in the early 2000s, it took $1.5 billion to make the entire Burj Khalifa. For running these machines, listen also to some astonishing figures about how much electricity will be used in 5 years. A diamond wire saw is not some ordinary home AC. These heavy-duty machines have the power to tear the chest of such big blocks. A modern industrial diamond wire saw uses up to 80 kilowatts of electricity. That is 20,000 kilowatts for 250 machines, or 20 megawatts. That too in just 1 hour. The electricity to be used in 5 years becomes nearly the same as the entire consumption of Italy for 1 day. If they work for 5 years, the electricity cost itself will talk to the skies, 155 million, that too without taxes. Now we come to the transport of these stones. Let's assume these stones were cut from exactly where the ancient Egyptians obtained them, from the stone quarry present in Aswan, 900 kilometers away from Giza. If the pyramid was reconstructed, then this will be the biggest transport operation of human history. A standard heavy-duty trailer can lift a load of 30 tons, so 2,400 trucks will be needed to transport 6 million tons of stone. That is 132 trips in 1 day. Now because this is a 900-kilometer path which heavy-duty trucks will cover in 3 to 5 days, if 132 trucks are to be reached to the site in 1 day, there will be 500 trucks which will be on the way at all times for the next 5 years. According to rough calculations, an expense of 200 million will come in just the transport operation. And let me mention that road tax is not included in this. Until now, if the total is made, our cost has crossed even $2 billion, 18,000 crore Indian, while 56,000 crore Pakistani rupees. Until now, the masonry has not happened. Despite that, the cost has come up to $2 billion. Now stones are being cut, and every 10 minutes a truck is reaching the construction site. Now we have entered the most dangerous and difficult stage of this project, the masonry of the stones. The problem is how to stand up a 147-meter-high pyramid by placing these stones one on top of the other. The weight of stones used in the pyramid is from 2 tons up to 60 tons, and the granite block placed on the roof of the king's chamber is 80 tons in weight. There is no such crane in the world whose arm is 230 meters and it can lift an 80-ton weight, because the larger the crane's arm is, the laws of physics say its weightlifting capacity will become that much less. For this, a whole network of cranes will have to be made. We will need massive tower cranes, like 10,000 of the Kroll K1000, which are the tallest cranes in the world. This becomes a kind of structure so that the crane can lift more weight. But these cranes have a limit. As the pyramid gets higher, these cranes will have to be disassembled and made higher again and again. The blocks of the pyramids were placed with each other with millimeter accuracy, so much accuracy that even a credit card cannot enter between them. All this wonder is of the stone cutters and those laborers of that era who performed this feat by putting their lives at stake. Even with the help of cranes, hanging an 80-ton granite block in the air above the king's chamber is like inviting death. The rent of 10 such specialized cranes and their maintenance for 5 years involves an expense of $300 million at the minimum. Until now, we have not included the cost of engineers, masons, and workers. According to estimates, at least 3,000 workers will work together in making the pyramid. If the estimate for 5 years of salaries, safety insurance, and their food and drink is made, they become $400 million. After a total of 8 years, our pyramid is almost ready now, looking exactly like it looks today. But do you know that actually pyramids did not look like this? In that era, a casing of Tura limestone was placed over it. Experts believe that because of this casing it must have sparkled from far away. To cover all 4 sides of the pyramid, we will need approximately 115,000 white limestone blocks. These stones are cut and placed in such a way that the surface of the pyramid appears absolutely smooth and flat. Thousands of years ago, when the sun rose, these pyramids used to be seen sparkling from miles away in the desert, and in the moonlight of the night, too, they appeared like a white light. All this was the wonder of the Tura limestone, whose price today becomes $250 million. So would you like to hear the total cost now? $2.95 billion. Approximately 26,000 crore Indian rupees, while 82,000 crore Pakistani. And remember, in this, many expenses were not added at all, such as road tax during transport, electricity duty. A separate power plant is needed to make 20 megawatts of electricity. That also we did not add. From this theoretical calculation of making a pyramid, it is proved that the work which is so difficult to do even in today's era, how must it have been done 4,500 years ago? Just thinking about this makes the hair stand on end. And as for the matter of whether pyramids can be made in today's era or not, so its answer, astonishingly, even today is no. For $12 billion, an island like Palm Jumeirah was made. The world's most expensive SoFi Stadium present in the USA was also made in almost $5 billion, and Qatar's biggest natural gas processing plant was also prepared in this much money. So in today's materialistic world, to pour away nearly $3 billion in such a project which has no output either, makes no sense. Hope you people will fully like and share this video of FM Muneeb TV as well. Heartfelt thanks for your love-filled comments. See you in the next wonderful video.